think about thinking about things differently? Hi, I'm Joe Smith, and on this channel, I am going to be encouraging you to think about things differently. Oftentimes, being open to a different viewpoint, somebody's ideas, thoughts, and beliefs can improve your life by experiencing some aha moments, improve communication and relationships, and help you focus on what you want to create for yourself. Does thinking differently mean that you're incorrect on how you're thinking now? No, not at all. It just means being open to other ideas, concepts, and principles. Do you search for aha moments when just a little shift in what you were thinking, you have a different perspective? Sometimes it's just a casual comment a person makes, and then the light bulb comes on, and that's it. You've got it. Or maybe you think, I never thought of it that way. You mull it over a little bit. Okay, that has merit. It may not be the total answer that you need, but it's a start. And now you have that little nudge to think just a little bit differently. And you come up with a solution, or a different way to approach a problem. Or perhaps you listen more during a conversation to gain more perspective on the situation. Who do you know that is frequently worried or seems to be always complaining? Isn't it based on how they are thinking? Unless those people start to realize that how they are thinking is compounding their problems, chances are there won't be any relief from that soon for any of them. And here's how I know about complainers and negative thinkers. Most of my childhood and early adulthood, I was that complainer, that negative person. My mom used to tell me that I came to Earth as a pessimist. Now, I think she really was trying to help me change and to see the error of my ways, just lighten up a little bit. But I wasn't open to that at all. I knew I was right in everything I was thinking and saying. Now, being a kid, sometimes I didn't say it to my mom, but I was thinking it. So here's an example from a long time ago. I was at a new job, and I was struggling a bit financially. It had been the tradition for years to give every employee a turkey in December. And it wasn't going to happen that year. I complained about it bitterly. I don't remember my exact words, but I do recall some people trying to explain to me that the turkey was a gift. It wasn't an obligation or a requirement of employment. However, I wasn't having any of that. Yeah, I was struggling financially, and yes, that turkey could have helped me a lot. Eventually, I thought about that situation differently. I was totally wrong in my thinking. Those kind people that were gently trying to persuade me, they were right. The circumstances had changed, and that facility could not afford to give the turkeys like they would have liked to. Sometimes aha moments don't happen right off, can happen years later, like it did for me. How about thinking differently in relationships and communication? Marriage, it's great, except when it isn't. And that's usually because of communication. The challenge of creating a life together when two people come from different backgrounds, different way they were raised, different viewpoints on finances, spirituality, the list goes on. I had a phone conversation with a woman years ago who was telling me how her husband doesn't load the dishwasher correctly. I admit, I was thinking, how many women would be just grateful if their husband put anything in the dishwasher? But here's what I asked her. Do the dishes and the glasses get broken? No. Do the dishes and the glasses and utensils get clean? Yeah. Well, then he's loading it just fine. Well, that's not the way I want it done. Oh my. There's the real problem. And I added one more comment. You didn't sign up to be his mommy, telling him what to do and how to do it. Not my best moment, and probably not at all helpful. Definitely wasn't supportive of her. What do you think? Who had the communication problem? I'd say I had the bigger one. All she really wanted to do was vent, and I decided to solve her problem for her. I could have, should have, thought differently. Again, not really helpful to her, even though that's what I intended. Is it safe to say that you've heard, listen twice as much as you talk because you have 2 ears for listening and only 1 mouth for talking? Charles Duhigg wrote, Supercommunicators, How to Unlock the Secret Language of Connection. So how connected do you feel in your relationships? Be it at work with your boss, coworkers, or maybe you're supervising someone, family, friends, just store clerks, whoever you meet. Do you feel that you are heard and you are understood? Do you have dreams and aspirations that people who know and love you don't understand? Why do you want to change careers? Why do you want to start a new career? You know you've got a lot to be grateful for. However, something just doesn't feel right to you inside. This could be the perfect time to think about things differently. How many different ideas come to mind on why you are feeling like you do? Sift through them. What's valid and needs some in-depth thought? And what can be set aside as you're certain that's not part of how you're feeling? Einstein said we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. I encourage you to read Supercommunicators to understand better how to be and feel connected. Also, spend some time thinking differently. You might be surprised with what you discover about yourself that you might want to change or improve. I'm so glad you popped in on this channel. I'm Jo Smith, encouraging you to think about things differently and decide what you want out of life, who you want to be, cheering you on for the life you deserve to create. Go for it, and don't let anyone or anything stop you.